Roll on event 1, deadlifts. Come on. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna show everyone I can deadlift.
Sit back and then lift up. Nice, from Scarlett.
I was a bit nervous, but I was nowhere near as nervous as I was for the deadlift. I'm my coach as well. Come on, Scarlett. So nice that I could be in there.
Scarlett is off, moving nicely. It's nice and stable. Nice quick turn for Scarlett.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are. It's Wednesday today, so 3 days post OSG Europe's. I haven't really spoken about it much because I've been waiting to do this video. So I've got my laptop set up here. We're gonna watch the live stream. We're gonna watch my events and I'm gonna tell you what I think of it, basically. Okay, let's just start this video by saying I'm obviously really disappointed with my performance. There we go. I came at 8. I definitely wasn't aiming for 8. However, many people have said you're 8 in Europe. That's really good, Scarlett. And there's a reason that those people who say that don't compete at the level I do, because it's really hard to say this because I have like contradicting thoughts. Like, yeah, I did do good. If I can come 8th at Europe's on a really bad day, that's really pretty fucking impressive, actually.
That's awesome!
And what I'm annoyed about is that I'm capable of so much more. I know I am. And some people would be like, it doesn't matter what you do in training if you can't do it on the competition floor. And quite frankly, I couldn't do it on the competition floor, could I? So it doesn't matter that I've got a nice big strong log press and that I'm fast on my feet and that I've made tons and tons of progress on my bag toss because I bag tossed like a flipping Oh! This video is not about me making excuses for my shitty performance. And before I'd finished saying it, I'd already had the first excuse in my head. I'm gonna carry on saying it anyway. Because your excuses are valid. And so are your goals. That's a post I made yesterday on Instagram, but only one gets to win. And I was on the back end of my menstrual cycle at the weekend. I am every single month really seriously impacted by my menstrual cycle fatigue, the drop in estrogen, the lack of progesterone. And for the last 9 to 12 months, my menstrual cycle, PMS, pain, fatigue, exhaustion symptoms and everything else has been getting significantly worse, which if you've read my book or if you've followed my journey, anything else, you'll understand I was diagnosed with early onset perimenopause. I have a lot of hormonal conditions anyway, but basically they never used to affect me the way that they do now. Having said all that, I knew I was going to be like 3 days pre-period at this competition, and I tried so hard to not think about it. I felt like if I kept thinking about it, if I kept saying it, or if I didn't want to manifest it into a reality that I was going to be fatigued. So I just thought if I ignored it, it would go away and I wouldn't think about it and it wouldn't be reality, basically. Having said that, I track my cycle so vigorously and I know everything about my body. I'm so in tune with my body. But there was nothing I could do about it. Some athletes take period blockers, they take hormonal contraception around the time of competition to stop themselves having a natural menstrual cycle bleed. Other girls take PEDs, which is performance enhancing drugs, and I know that can alter their menstrual cycle / get rid of it completely. But if you know me, you know there's a lot more to me than just this sport, and there's a lot more to me than just competing, and I will not categorically, bluntly take anything that's going to mess with my body.
Yes! Definitely!
And my natural rhythm and my natural cycle. So, having said all that, I was pre-period extreme fatigue going into this competition. Other than that, I'd made weight, I refed, rehydrated. I actually felt really good. Roll on event 1, deadlifts. I was very nervous for event 1, which was deadlifts. 170 kilos off an axle bar.
Never done it before. Get a good pair of straps. Yeah. So grip is a massive thing on the axle with it being thicker.
So they're talking about straps and lifting the axle bar. I've done 170 kilos on the axle bar 3 times before now. So first time was to qualify for this competition last year and I got 5 reps at the same weight. Then in the competition last year, I got 4 reps, which you would expect me to have done better than the qualifier, but I did injure my quad 3 weeks prior in Canada when I pulled the world record. So I was like, yeah, okay, fine, normal. Then I went to the World Championships in America, and the whole getting to America, the whole thing was just beyond disastrous. But then I pulled 3 deadlifts, I think, under extreme fatigue when my body was not, I travelled like for 48 hours and not eaten and drank, and it was a disaster. But I still managed to pull 3 reps, but my hands kept falling out of the straps, and so none of my reps counted at Worlds. That was really annoying. So this year I was like, come on. Yeah, I'm gonna show everyone that I can deadlift. Basically, I got 1 rep. The whistle when I tried to pull the bar off the floor. I didn't have my hands evenly placed across the bar, so I put the bar back down. I tried to move my hands more evenly placed. And I've just been having so many issues with the right side of my body. And it just felt so flipping heavy. It wouldn't come off the floor. I struggled and grinded it up over my knees. Got it to the top, got the rep, put it down. Went for the next rep, which usually the second rep feels easier than the first rep anyway. And as the second rep was coming up, the same common situation that I've been having probably now for about 3, maybe 4, I hurt my back in March, is that as I'm pulling, the right side of the bar kicks out to the front, but the left side of my body is still pulling, so it twists, the bar starts swinging, and as you watch this video you can see the bar starts swinging, and I'm literally diagonally across the platform, at which point I was just like, for f***ing sake. And then the whistle went. I was really annoyed, I was extremely disappointed. I went into this on Saturday, hand on heart, honestly, I wanted 7 reps. I would have been over the moon if I'd have got 7 reps on this on Saturday. 2 of the girls who won the event got 12 reps. Machines, absolute machines. I knew this was going to be my worst event. I knew this was going to be absolute damage control, and I wanted 7 reps in order to control the point situation and things like that. To get 1, I was flipping raging, and I'd hurt myself. My right hamstring was like, it just went rock hard, total spasm, and I went straight to the physio table.
We have Charlotte Hayden and Scarlett Harvey. Charlotte originally from California, Scarlett living out in Dubai. Here we go. I love watching Charlotte deadlift. She has such a unique approach to it with that sit back and then lift up.
Nice from Scarlett there. Good down signal there from Dave. Just want to remind you guys at home that this is 170 kilos. This is a massive amount of weight. It's like 100 kilos over their body weight. And more. These are under 64 kilo athletes, guys. Incredible. Good effort there from the ladies.
Commentators are like, introduced me as the power pair with Charlotte. And then at the end said good effort. I mean, honestly, I'm still raging about it. I've obviously been talking to my coach about how the event went and what's next. And I categorically said, I am not competing again until I can deadlift, because that's bloody embarrassing. Anyway, if you watched the vlog I made, the competition vlog, I tried so hard all weekend to be like, okay, well, that event's done. Let's leave it and move on to the next one. And I remember last year, the girl who came 3rd on the podium, she zeroed event 1 and still came 3rd. So I was like, right, don't worry about it, Scarlett. It's done. Next event, your event. You're going to win this event. I went into event 2. I went into the weekend. I went into the comp. I wanted 8 reps on the log. More than capable of it. Let's watch what happened. So I can see myself coming out here. I look pretty cool. I look like... I was a bit nervous, but I was nowhere near as nervous as I was for the deadlifts. Obviously 1 because it's event 1 and 2 because it's not my best event. But I had this one. I felt right.
Deadlift that we just had was very heavy and challenging for all the classes. So these next 3.
We've got Nadine, Ellen and Scarlett coming out next. The Netherlands, England coming up to take on that 70 kilo log.
Yeah, a couple of these girls zeroed the deadlift, so they'll be looking to get some good points on the board with the log. 70 kilo for the under 64 female athletes.
Ooh.
Scarlett, I know, has a big log press, and she's managed to lock out 1 rep there.
Okay, so that's the first rep on the log, and I can see... It's funny because I haven't really watched this properly. I can see my right arm isn't working and the log is going up like this, like the left arm is pushing and the right arm is not. I had this issue about 12 months ago and we kind of fixed it. I don't know for sure, but all I can say is that maybe after the deadlift, irritating my right hamstring, probably pulling on my right back, I had the trapped nerve in my right scap, shoulder, neck area. I just think it had all flared up straight after that deadlift because I haven't seen my log go up like this for quite a while. It used to be a bit of a problem of mine. I haven't seen that happen for a while. That was rep 1.
Rep there for both Nadine
Ellen
and
looks
Scarlett.
like she's leaving it there. She might give it another go, try and get the clean.
Okay, rep 2 went up much straighter. That was quite nice actually. A little bit unsteady on my feet. That's potentially nerves, etc. All my warm-ups had been great. We'd been warming up outside. We were outside and the sky was quite disorientating. I do remember that. But warm-ups had felt good.
Scarlett sort of got that jump technique under it, that real power from her legs. Nadine's got 1 on the board, but just struggling to lock out the second one. As I said, the wooden logs, I mean, I'm sure you've had experience with them. They can be quite different to you.
Third rep was really nice. I can hear my coach as well and Maddie in the audience shouting at me.
Traditional metal log in the gym, maybe a little bit harder to clean, a little bit harder to stabilize in the rack as well.
100%. They're a bit off balance. They're not completely, the weight's not distributed equally
Rep 4 was like so dramatically wonky
around these because it's a lock. You can't, you just have to make do with what you've got. So it can be, especially when you're jerking under it, I feel like it can be a little bit more wobbly and unstable
Absolutely.
than your normal log
Which
in the
we
gym.
do see a lot. You really need to keep your rack position.
The cleans are still flying up to the chest, like absolutely no problem. That was my 5th rep and I just looked like I didn't give it much energy. It was really far forwards. It was really far away from my body.
Nice and tight. Time's up there for those 3. So 3 from Scarlett, a 0 from Ellen and 1 from Nadine.
Great work there though, ladies. So 3 is still the number to beat from both Paula and Scarlett there.
It'll be such a spread of reps in this class, I think.
So I was really annoyed with that anyway, really disappointed because, yeah, no shit. In training, me and coach were like, yeah, this is my event. And I wanted it to be my event. Like, I've worked really hard on the log press and I had got 6 reps in 60 seconds 2 or 3 weeks ago in training. Last week in training, I did 4 reps in 30 seconds. Like, really nice pace, felt great. Is it the period? Is it the right side injury? I don't know. Is it just the minute I get out on the competition floor, the nerves get to me? Like, I definitely remember my legs feeling quite jelly under the log, like when it was in a rack position. I felt a bit like no power in the leg. Next event, bag toss. It's been going so well in training. To be honest, in training it's probably my most inconsistent progress. In terms of like one session I can get all 5 bags over in 12 seconds and the next session I might be really struggling to get the 12 kilo, which is the last bag over. Haven't struggled with any other bag, only the 12 kilo bag. I had been training this from 4 meters out from the bar. Some people seem to think that that doesn't make a difference because when we went to comp it was like 2 meters out, but I think the trajectory of your bag swing as it gains height and distance, I think it does make a difference. In the warm-up area we had no bar or object to throw it over. Having said that, all the girls were in the same boat. So let's watch what happened. So we're on the bag toss now. We had 5 bags and they were 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12 kilo bags.
Well, time's starting to drift away here. Alessandra, she might be able to get this over. She's been close twice, but that's it. 60 seconds are up. Absolutely. Put your hands together, folks. Just 1 sack short of doing the run on both sides there.
Okay, so just watch the pairings before me and now I'm coming on for bag toss. And I have rehearsed, like, working with the sports psychologist, like every element of all the sensory, what you hear, what you feel, as in not just like feelings inside, but feeling fabrics, you feel what you hear your name being called out. Like I could feel myself like getting ready, going through the motions and feel myself getting excited for this one. It's so annoying. I want to like climb in the screen and do it again.
Italian, but Nadine Kramwinkel from the Netherlands. Her time 32.33 seconds. As for Alessandra, 24, sorry, yes, yep. Alessandra is quicker. Alessandra on 24 for 4, so well done.
I can hear my coach as well. Come on, Scarlett! So nice that I could hear him there.
Next up then, it's Paula Zakowski of Austria again.
Okay, bag 1, that was fucking clean.
And Scarlett Harvey of England.
Transition into bag 2, that was so clean.
On the right-hand side.
Bag 2, clean.
Paula is an
Transition into bag 3, clean.
ex-CrossFitter and champion
Bag 3 went over clean, not as high as 1 and 2.
weightlifter, and this is our
Transition into bag 4, smooth.
first strongwoman competition, Colin.
Bag 4, attempt 1, went up high enough, but it had no travel on it at all.
Ever.
You can see the power in her hips. It's extraordinary. She's just got to try and get the angle right here. Easy.
That was low.
So easy that you can see she's lifted some big weights before, Olympic style. Look at the power there. She accelerates through. You don't want to try and pull it too early. That's the key.
I think with her explosive power, she just needs to get a little bit closer to that frame, Colin, and then she...
That was like attempt 4, I think, or 5. I don't know, I've lost count already. It was high enough, but again, it looked like there was no travel on it, no distance.
Because the height is there, the explosive power is there, but the distance isn't quite there. So there we go.
Just burping. I can hear myself getting mad there. And to be honest, after event 1 and 2, and trying to keep my cool, and trying to just say like, you've still got it. You've still got it. Hang on in there. And I could really feel myself starting to lose my shit at this point in time.
Well, Scarlett Harvey putting all her energy into these. One-handed start, grabs for 2. Oh, so close.
That attempt was like, it literally rolled up over the bar and then just went, nah, you, I'm going back down that way.
For the Englishwoman. Now then, Austria. Sehr gut. The final one.
Very, very impressed there with Paula, considering...
And then the whistle went, and that was the end of day 1. Infuriating. But I just had to let it go and think that I still had 2 good events on Sunday. So I went home, we ate, rested, had a good... Well, actually, I don't think I slept that well on Saturday night, actually. Slept well Friday night, I didn't sleep well Saturday night. So I finished day 1 in 6th place. I was aiming to come top 5. And really, honestly, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I know I'm capable of top 5, and I know I'm capable on a really good day, if I can do everything that I've drilled and trained, of getting on that podium. I know I am. And it's that self-belief that keeps driving me and keeps pushing me. And I finished day 1 in 6th, and I thought, I can still do this. It's not been a great day, but I can still come top 5. That was the aim. Okay, so event 4 was the yoke. It was 220 kilos. I think it was like 12 meters there, 12 meters back, or something like that. In training, I'd been training 15 meters there and back. We did think the event was 20 there and back, but I don't have that space in my gym. This was a good event for me as well, as in I can move really quick on this, but it does really aggravate my trapped nerve injury in my neck. But I woke up, felt good, warmed up, I was ready for this one. I wanted to make up some big points. So I've watched like 3 pairings go before me. I'm ready to go out.
Competed in CrossFit as well, so she's going to have that explosive power, that, you know, the fitness is going to be there.
So when we did yoke at Worlds last year, it was 285 kilos. And although I'd got that in training, I didn't get it on the day. And I actually just stood there and peed my pants every time I tried to pick it up, peed all over the floor. I was quite concerned that my uterus was going to fall out and end up on the carpet during this event. I'm not even joking. The pressure that goes through such a little body with that much weight on it, and you're on your period, and you're wearing 2 belts around your midsection, like it's not really very nice, but still, I was psyched for this.
But we also know Scarlett is very experienced.
Okay, yoke. That was a really good pickup, and I'm moving really fast.
Scarlett is off, moving nicely. It's nice and stable. Paula, though, nice, steady, smooth, getting that weight up. This is looking good.
Nice quick turn for Scarlett as she makes her way
That was a really nice quick turn.
back. Paula just taking a second there.
Let's get behind Scarlett, folks.
Can see that weight is crushing down on her now, but she is...
I'm about 2 meters, 1.5 meter off the finish line, probably 2 meters off the finish line. And I dropped it. That really flipping annoyed me, because the more you drop it, the more you got to pick it back up. But I was dying under that yoke.
not going to give in.
One more.
Has crossed the line.
Okay, so I did get it over the line. I dropped it again about literally like that much before the line. I dropped it again, I had to pick it up and just put it over the line. But I finished it and I'm quite pleased with it. I think it was like 32 seconds. I definitely can go much faster than that, particularly if I didn't drop it twice. But it was nice to finish a bloody event and not be so cross with myself and not be so like embarrassed and infuriated at my performance. Okay, so we have one event left, and that is the sandbag steeplechase. We had two 75-kilo bags. We had to pick one bag up, run to the yoke, put it over the yoke, pick it back up, run, put it on the platform. The platforms were supposed to be 48 inches, that's what I've trained. Now, for little humans, this does make a bloody difference. The yoke in the middle definitely felt like 48 inches high. The platform at the end definitely didn't feel like 48 inches high. It felt higher. And a couple of people have said the same thing. Whatever it is what it is. That's like part and parcel of being in a competition, is you can't change those things. Anyway, other than that, again, this has been a great event in training. I've worked really hard on my conditioning, my fitness, being like an all-round athlete, running faster between bags. Yeah, I'd done a good yoke and I was going to do a good steeplechase and I was going to make up those points. After yoke, I was now sitting in 7th. So ended Saturday in 6th. After yoke, I was in 7th, I think. And so I was still in shooting distance because the point ranges were still manageable. So the interest in watching the live stream, because the yoke event took quite a while. So between finishing the yoke and getting ready to warm up for the sandbag steeplechase took a while. I had been back on the physio bed because guaranteed as soon as I finished the yoke, the nerve in my back was hurting. My arm was hurting. It just affects this whole shoulder joint, everything. Anyway, the sandbags came out. We warmed up a bit. I picked up a few bags. There's kind of not really much point in doing much. I did a few pickups. I did one load. That was fine. Watching the heats that go before me, before watching the heats and watching them set up. So the organisers called us to like the holding area, the athlete holding area before you go out into stage. And I always find this is an issue being the under 64 female category, because we are the first ones out for every event. Like after the walk on Saturday morning, all the under 64 girls, before the walk on, we're warming up for deadlifts in our suit. Then we're in our suit and we have to do the walk on. And then the minute the walk on's done, we're in the holding area ready to go on for deadlifts. Whereas all the other categories after us, they haven't got their suit on in the walk-on, they haven't warmed up, then walked on and then done their event. I always find that under 64 girls get a bit of a raw deal here. This is nothing about my own personal performance, because obviously my whole category have to deal with the same thing with this. But I do find in every competition I've ever done, it's the same kind of issue with us going out first every event. The time between finishing yoke and being called into the athlete area for the sandbag steeplechase was about 3 hours, I reckon. It's a long time. But again, these competitions, they're long. You have to like peak for an event, calm down. It's not a physical peak, it's like more of a mental peak. It's managing your food, your blood sugar, your energy, your mood, like everything. Anyway, so we warmed up, we were in the athlete holding area, and I feel like we were in that holding area for about 30 to 40 minutes before they called us out. So we finished warming up. We were told it was go time. And they just kept coming out and saying 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. So we didn't go and do any more warm-ups. We didn't go and eat any more food. Like if you're eating fast sugars that are gonna like take 20 minutes to get into action, well, you've kind of eaten your fast sugars, it's peaked and collapsed, and then you're in this like lull where your body's getting cold, your nutrition, and again, it's not just my performance, it's everybody in my category. I do remember being out there and thinking, again, my honest thoughts were, for f***'s sake, hurry up. I've had enough, and I want to go out for dinner. I don't think I've ever felt like that before going out for an event. I was getting really tired, and maybe this is a PMS thing as well, like, forget the competition. The day before my period starts, whether I'm at home, at work, or whatever I'm doing, my mood is really flat as a pancake. I get very, very, very emotional, very tearful about anything. And I do remember standing out there thinking, and at one point I was squatting and like holding my stomach. I was a bit uncomfortable. Anyway, whatever. We finally got called out. I watched a couple of heats go, and then it was my turn.
Equivalent of a 160 kilo man.
And again, the height of the platform at the end, I can't really use that as an excuse because there's 2 other girls that are similar to my height and they managed to load the bag, so it's not an excuse.
And doing a 200 kilo sack.
Absolutely, and that second load is about as tall as some of these girls as well. It's a really high load for these shorter athletes.
The commentators are just talking about the fact that it's such a high load for us short athletes, which it was, and it wasn't supposed to be.
Well said, yes indeed. It is a big ask. So we move on to our next 3. And we will have Kramvinkel, Lewis, and Harvey.
Okay, I'm trying to pick the bag up and I've already fumbled and stumbled, picked it up, put it down and readjusted my hands. It's so irritating to watch actually. So annoying! Why did I do that?
Looks like Lewis of Wales in the centre, making the running so far.
Very impressive start then. See how much distance she...
Once I was up and moving, I flew over to the yoke, chucked it over.
Over that yoke.
Making that second one much easier. No problem at all on that load. Getting some air in on her return back.
From picking it up the second pickup and running to load it, absolutely flew. I feel like I was getting in my stride here. Running back to pick up the next bag.
As our other two athletes get their first bag loaded, and it is pretty neck.
I look like I'm having a little jog. I don't even look like I'm putting any effort into that running.
And it is on and secured as Scarlett Harvey continues on to the last part of this grueling event. Yeah, good idea.
And starting to run out of time here. Oh, just before the...
So I literally managed to get to the platform and I could feel my legs absolutely giving up at this point. Got the bag up onto the platform but not high enough load. I could have fought it, I didn't, and as soon as I let go anyway the whistle went. And I pretty much knew from that point on that I'd screwed my chances of getting top 5. Placing 8th overall is still impressive, it's good. And to say that's my result on a bad day is okay. I am at peace with that. I think to finish this video off, what I have said to other family and friends is that I do need to take a break. If you watched my vlog from the day before I flew to the UK, that whole vlog is all about the fact that I need to take a break and I had decided to pull out of the other competitions for the season. And I do know myself well enough to know that if I'd have come top 5 at Europe's, I would have qualified to the Worlds at the end of the year. And I would have wanted to go, so I would not have taken a break. So my positive light on this, because that's what I always do, is try and find the silver lining, is that it has forced me into taking the break that I so very desperately need to take for both my physical and my mental well-being. And I need to get onto a proper rehab plan to try and deal with all of these issues in the right side of my body. Anyway, if you're still watching, drop me a comment, let me know your feedback on my events. And I'll catch you in the next one. Love you, bye.